An attorney for a fake cop exposed by our I-team says he accepts responsibility for his actions.
Tre Lundquist went before a judge hoping to be released on bond. I-team reporter Randy Travis is here now. He has some new developments in his undercover investigation. Randy?
That's right, Amanda. Doug, Lundquist is the man who operated a national crime prevention awareness company based in Lawrenceville. But we found he didn't always tell the truth. One reason why you'll see him wearing a county jail jumpsuit instead of a badge. Tre Lundquist didn't say a word in court. It's his mouth that got him so much attention in the first place.
What would you do if I came up to your 6-year-old child with a knife about like that and ran to her throat?
Lundquist ran a company called the Metro Crime Prevention Task Force. He claimed to be a former cop, crisscrossing the country to put on hundreds of free safety seminars like this to companies and government agencies.
I love fear. I can tell you that I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps, been to 2 different wars.
But even though he boasted a Marine Corps tattoo, the I-team discovered Lundquist barely lasted 8 weeks in the Corps, not 8 years. And except for a couple of years as a prison guard in Florida in the early 1990s, he's never worked in law enforcement. You told somebody in there that you fought in 2 different wars.
Okay.
Is that true?
I was in the Marine Corps.
Not answer my question.
I know, but I was in the Marine Corps.
For 2 months. Lundquist made his living selling pepper spray at the end of each safety seminar. But he's in trouble because of this picture, shot by the Tulsa World newspaper at a seminar earlier this year in Oklahoma. Lundquist isn't supposed to have firearms because he pled guilty 2 years ago to impersonating a police officer.
He said, "Police, freeze." He had the gun in both hands, and he was pointing it at me.
This Lawrenceville family said they had volunteered to take some trash from a church function that night and made the mistake of tossing the 2 bags in a construction dumpster near Tre Lundquist's home. When Lundquist pled guilty to the crime, the judge told him, "No firearms." "They're gone," said Lundquist. Why are you doing this?
That's a plastic firearm right there. That gun's gone.
What happened to it?
I guess someone stole it.
But that gun, real or not, is the reason why this fake cop found himself back inside a Gwinnett County courtroom, hoping to convince the judge that no matter what you might have heard, he really can be trusted. The state wants to revoke Lundquist's probation and send him to prison for the remaining 2.5 years of his sentence. This hearing was to decide whether he should be released on bond until that revocation hearing takes place.
He understands he has put himself in a terrible spot. He has put the court in a difficult spot, and he accepts responsibility for his misjudgment.
The court agreed to the request and set bond at $20,000, meaning Lundquist could be out of jail for the first time since our investigation aired 6 weeks ago.
Unfortunately, it was extremely bad judgment and put himself in this position.
The actual probation revocation hearing won't happen until at least next month, but he will be able to be out on bond until then, so he won't be wearing those county orange jumpsuit anymore.
All right, but there's still one more hurdle. That's the whether or not his probation will be revoked.
That's correct. Yeah, that comes next month, and it's interesting because he'll be out, and we're not quite sure yet, but it sounds like he can resume his crime prevention classes now. The judge didn't make any stipulation saying he couldn't do that, so it's conceivable he could be back across the country, assuming the probation department agrees, teaching these classes once again. Let's hope with a little more truthfulness, though.
Be interesting to see who shows up at those classes.
Yeah.
Randy, thanks.